Hey guys, hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your schedule to spend a few moments with me here on SML TV. The first thing I need to hear from you is that I am loud and clear. That was a bit of royalty-free music on Spotify. Spotify that's connected to my Rodecaster Pro 2. I'm using StreamYard as my streaming service. And I love StreamYard because it works for me. And I would recommend it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. A few comments out there. Who's that? Chizia. Guys, you also must understand, I'm nearsighted. The other day, someone said to me, you know, Mr. Mars, sometimes when you read the comments, you don't read what's there. Well, the reason is because I'm nearsighted. What I need to do is I need to augment the text. Do you know what it means to augment? To make the text bigger so that I can read it properly. Hello, who is that? That's somebody says, thank you. Thank you for saying that loud and clear. Who is this? This is something or other. I need to change the media style here. Let me change it a bit so that you guys are on the straight and narrow. There you go. I think that's better. That's bigger. It's clearer. We can see the person making the comment, and we can also read their comment. So let's read the comment. Shall we do that? Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it now. Who is that? Nice haircut, uncle. Tuned in Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland? You know, a lot of people don't know how to say Ireland. They say Ireland. It's not Ireland, it's Ireland. Well, hello, Ireland. Thank you so much. Somebody says you're loud and clear. I appreciate that. Say hello to Fale and Namwinga. They're actually in the kitchen. Fale, Namwinga just brought me this tea just a few minutes ago. So they're fine. Thank you for making reference to them. You know, guys, a couple of things I want to talk to you about. Color perfectly. Is it really? I love that. I love to hear that. That spreads a smile across my face. It spreads cheer. Not Bambi. Who's that book they have started? I have no idea what you're saying, mate. We missed you. Did you? Well, I'm here. I'm here. Guys, let's get into it for a moment. And incidentally, after this broadcast, well, after my dissertation, after my little delivery, I'm going to open the phone lines. And I'd like to hear what you have to say. I love this feature. I love the feature on that I can use my Rodecaster Pro 2 and connect it via Bluetooth, connect it to one of my phones, my device, and then I can receive and make phone calls on a live broadcast. It's just amazing. Technology is just incredible. Before I get into what I want to talk to you about, did you guys hear this story? It's a sad story. A 27-year-old man by the name of Harrison Chisenga of Lusaka, in particular, Chipata Compound, Monomulusaka, convicted of murdering a 10-year-old child. Two things I want to say about this before I get into the details of the story. A 10-year-old child, her name was Universal, was walking home from school. And along the way, she was coaxed. She was convinced to walk off with this stranger who later on, according to court documents, later on, he sexually violated her and ultimately unalived her. He literally decapitated her. Two things I want to say about this. Number one, we have a habit, a culture in this country of throwing caution to the wind and thinking that the world is sunshine and rainbows. There are people out there that think that society, the public, comprises wonderful, beautiful, helpful people. No, the world is a mean and nasty place. and it'll knock you to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. There's some bad people out there, and you as a parent cannot throw caution to the wind and say, well, I'm going to let my 10-year-old child walk to and fro school. Now, the way Zambia is set up, there are many parents that say, I've heard parents say to me, well, Mr. Moore, I don't know. Not only do I not have the time to take my child to school, I just don't have those type of resources. It's easier for me to just send off my 10-year-old child, walk to school, and then pray for the best. Guys, do you have any idea what the world has become around you? The world has evolved, and we have to evolve with it. This ain't 1972, where you can send your kids off and just hold hands and sing Kumbaya and look to the sky and start clapping patty cake baker man. No, man, this is a nasty, real place that has horrible people in it. There are wolves out there that seek to devour you and sift you as wheat. You are being an irresponsible parent, an irresponsible guardian, when you just let your kids 10 years old, 11 years old, just walking down the street going to school, and you think that's fine. Well, honey, I tell you, there are wolves out there that see you, and all it takes is at the right time and the right place in their minds, and they take advantage of your child. Worse still, they unalived your child, which is what happened in this case. According to court documents, this guy lured, literally, a child is 10 years old. A 10-year-old child does not have the instinct to sense danger. They don't. That's the reason they're 10. They haven't developed that skill yet. They're not street smart. A 10-year-old child needs to be guided, needs to be protected, needs to be hedged until such a time that they can fend for themselves. We got a whole generation of Zambian parents out there that are letting their children out in the mean, bad, nasty world and expecting them to develop the instinct to sense danger. Well, they can't sense danger. They're 10. So this 27-year-old guy lures this child, sexually, literally rapes her. He has carnal knowledge of a 10-year-old child. And then he proceeds to unalive her, decapitates her. He was the last person seen with this little girl. People in the community, they testified, well, the last person we saw with the girl, because she went missing. Naturally, she didn't go home that night. Not naturally, obviously, she didn't go home that night. Her parents were worried. People started searching for her. Investigations revealed that the people in the community said, no, we saw the little girl with this guy. The police, thankfully, they caught up with the guy. He confessed, look, I had carnal knowledge of the girl, but I didn't unalive her. Because as far as I remember, all I did was I went drinking. That's all I remember. But he did confess to assaulting the girl sexually. He went and actually showed the police. He led the police, and this video was viewed in the courtroom. He led the police to the spot where he actually had carnal knowledge of the child. He took full responsibility of ravaging the child, but then on the other hand, he's trying to literally absolve himself of blame. But then later on, it came out that not only did he decapitate, mutilate the child, removed her legs, he actually went and gave these body parts to what the courts are calling a ritualist. This guy went and took body parts to these same witch doctors that you people, you phone. These same witch doctors, these scammers, they're not even witch doctors, they're just scammers. He took the body parts to this ritualist witch doctor and said, I need prosperity. I need to get rich. And here are the body parts. You do your thing while I do my thing. And these are the people that you think are, in my view, the police should have also arrested this ritualist. They should have arrested him. He is an accessory. He is an accomplice as far as I'm concerned. He's an accomplice. But in this country, we gloss over such things. What is the lesson here? Parents, I'm a parent. I will tell you, there is no way in HE double hockey sticks am I going to let a 10-year-old child, well, in my stage, we have grandchildren now. I'm not going to let my grandson, 10 years old, 11 years old. And guys, it's got nothing to do with economics. Let's be clear. Because, this is the scapegoat most people use. No, but I don't have the money to escort my child. Of course you do. You may not have the money, but you have the responsibility. You make a way. Don't trust the world. The world is not to be trusted. It's full of wolves seeking whom they may devour. And you're on their list. Sad story. Tell me what you think about that. Some comments on that. This is sad. Stacy. Hey, Stace. It is. I know how you feel, Stacy. I know how you feel. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Very sad indeed. Oh, children are in danger. I keep quoting to you. A girl ain't safe in a world full of men. Well, I'll punch it on there for you. In my view, this is one of the greatest quotes. A girl ain't safe in a world full of men. Here it is. I'll say it. A girl ain't safe in a world full of men. You got a bit of a typo there. Some double L. Oh, goodness gracious alive. Boy, I tell you. There it is. I believe this. If you start looking at the world through this lens, you'll be more cautious as a parent. I get shocked. They're people that leave. I come across people that have girl children that are 12, 13 years old. They leave them with the neighbor, the male neighbor, a man, 28, 27, 29, 30 years old. You leave a girl child, 13 years old, with your male neighbor. Oh, look after my children while I'm at work. Do you have any idea what the harm that you're putting your child in? Do you even know? No, basunga kairi. They are looking after our children whilst we are kumaketi tigurisa machitenyu. While we are selling, they are looking after. No, while you're selling, they are sexually abusing your children. Boom! What, do you not know that? Are you living in some type of alternative universe? Do you need me to tell you that? Honestly, in 2026, honey, this ain't 1942. Unbelievable. Yeah. Somebody says we need God's intervention. You ain't lying. Tell you what. All righty. Did you guys hear this story? Robert Mugabe's son arrested for attempted murder. Did you hear this? the former and late president of Zimbabwe. And I must tell you about Zimbabwe. I love Zimbabwe. I've been there many times. Every time I go there, I just feel it just breaks my heart to see a country become a shadow of its former self. This is a country that was once referred to as the breadbasket of Africa. Zimbabwe was a shining example. Oh, it was beautiful. It was gorgeous. And then you got this despot named Robert Mugabe, who came in there and he did everything within his power to hold on to power for as long as he could. Guys, here's a lesson. It doesn't matter how good you are. If you overstay, you spoil it. You mess it up. You do, especially if you're a despot like Robert Mugabe. Here it is, one of Robert Mugabe's spawn. He, in South Africa, shot at a house and injured a guy that is in critical condition now. I mean, this is one of the reasons this is this is a guy that for years did not know boundaries. I mean, this is the thing about these presidents' kids, these PKs. PK in the traditional sense is preacher's kid, but PK can also mean president's kid, especially within the African context, where these chaps feel there are no boundaries. They are the be-all and the end-all. They can do whatever the hell they want because in their minds they think, well, my daddy's going to protect me. Well, your daddy's no longer here. Your father is dead and gone. And if you are found wanting in this case, honey, it's going to be to the left, We are going to remember you as a rumor. A rumor. What's the lesson here? Guys, even if you're president, give your children boundaries so that when they go out in the real world, they will understand that their father will not always be there. Very important lesson. What do you think about that? Tell me. Go ahead, break it down for me. Zimbabwe was Zimbabwe. Oh, man, this country was beautiful. Back in the day, ooh, you drove through there thinking, Lord, have mercy, I don't want to leave this here place. Now when I get there, I can't wait to get out of there, boy. Tell you what, Mugabe messed up a country that was single-handedly messed up. One guy messed up a whole country. One guy. Amazing. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Crazy. All righty, guys, let's talk about this issue here. And where is it? Oh, here it is. You guys know here recently the former Minister of Health by Elijah Muchima was recently relieved of his duties. Of course, the head of state and state house has not said why Muchima and the Minister of Small and Medium Enterprises were relieved of their duties. Two ministers have been removed from their portfolios. And it's been in the news. You guys, you know here it is. Do I have it on here? I know I got it on here somewhere. This is our former minister of, here it is. I'll get it right here in a moment. Boom. Former Minister of Health, Honorable Elijah Muchima. Now, what's interesting here is that there are political commentators like Chilufya Tayali who have come out and said things that just absolutely do not make any sense whatsoever. No sense whatsoever. Chilufya Tayali contends that the reason, or one of the reasons, why Muchima was dismissed or relieved of his portfolio as Minister of Health, Chilufya Tayali contends that Muchima was in some type of clandestine dark corner activity designed to oust Hagainde Hichilema, which doesn't make any sense whatsoever. That is an absolute lie, concocted in the mind of an individual that has absolutely nothing to do but to come up with fabrications. Chilufya Tayali has all the time on his hands to come up with all sorts of stories because he has an audience that watch him, number one. He's got an internet bundle. He lives free, for goodness sake. And he's a fugitive. He's a wanted fugitive in a foreign land. So he can turn on his camera all day long because all he ever does is he eats, sleeps, goes to the gym, and spends time on Facebook speaking to his audience. So he can fabricate anything. Tayali does not have his finger on the pulse. He doesn't live here. He's not in touch. He's not touched with the feelings of our infirmity as a nation. He's out there in Malaysia or Singapore or wherever the hell he is. So everything that he says is said from a distant point of view. Even if some people feed him information, most of the information that Chilufya Tayali is given is false information. Sometimes he gets it right, but most of the time he gets it wrong. In this case, he got it wrong. Totally wrong. Now, what is the bigger picture? The bigger picture here is that we shouldn't lose sight of the fact that these two ministers were relieved. And there are only two reasons why a person is relieved of their duty, whether it's a maid, a driver, a bus driver. It doesn't matter who you are. There are two reasons. When you are fired, there are two reasons. Number one, you are incompetent. Number one. Number two, you've done something wrong. I mean, that's basically the size of it. Sorry to say, but that's just the truth. When you are fired, when you are removed from a position, it's because of one or two things, or in some cases, both. You are either incompetent or you've done something wrong. I mean, I don't just wake up and fire the maid. You know, I don't just wake up and say, you know what? I don't want to see you around here no more. Pack your stuff and get the hell out. No, there's a reason for that. Now, we don't know what that is, and because we don't know what that is, it's very, very natural to speculate. And it's easy to speculate. You know, if we are not told why, then what we've done is that we've created fertile ground for speculation and rumor mongering. Do you know what I mean? What do you think about that? Tell me. Tell me. Somebody says because of the dancing video. Was there a dancing video? Was there? Please tell me. Don't leave out any details. What happened? Tell me. What dancing video? What have you heard? Tell me. Sorry. And in my view, I think that the former Minister of Health should not have gone on that Diamond TV interview. Recently, he was on Diamond TV. He was being interviewed. And I didn't like, because, you know, I mean, let's be honest, Honorable Machima is not the most articulate man in the world. But, and I mean that respectfully, but when he was being interviewed, he really came across like a rabbit standing in front of a cobra. You know, he had difficulties trying to sort of communicate what he was sensing and feeling. And if that's your makeup, if that's how you are, it's very difficult, especially in this situation. It's very difficult for you to sit on a live televised interview and you are being hammered with hard-hitting questions and you're having problems finding your feet, which was what I saw. And to me, it appeared like a train wreck. To me, I didn't like the fact that he was at great pains to explain what was going on. And in the process, I think he fumbled the ball several times. I would have preferred that he not be interviewed. I would have preferred that he just stays away from the cameras, because that appearance on Diamond TV has done more harm to his persona than anything else. Had he been silent, that would have worked more in his favor. I think. Tell me what you think. Tell me in the comments what you think. Tell me. Somebody says, I'll share it with you once I find it. Okay. All right. All right, here's a comment. I'm in full support of the HH administration. Where is it? Here it is. But I feel the president should let us know why the ministers are being fired. Despite him being the boss, we employed them with our votes. Indeed. I agree with that comment. I do. Right. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. Please call me on this number here. Only call me on WhatsApp. Are we clear, guys? Do not call me directly. If you call me directly, I will cut your phone call off faster than you can say molasses. I'm going to put a line through your name instead of under it. So what you need to do is that if you want to call me, and please confine your comments. Speak under 1 minute and keep it around what we've discussed. Do not call me and start telling me about physicists or psychotherapists. Don't talk to me about the ozone layer. Do not speak to me about global warming. Stick to the topic at hand. If you are off topic, I will cut you off. I will. So go ahead and break that down for me. Here it is. Are we doing it? We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it now. All righty. A few comments. ZK. He has abandoned his constituency. Really? True, he looked lost. Yeah, I didn't like that he went on that interview. And I find and guys, I know about Muchima. He's always nice to me. I'm always nice to him. He's a wonderful man. The only thing though is that sometimes I think he has difficulties expressing himself, or he has difficulties saying what he's thinking. You know, so it's a little difficult following him. Right. So here's the number. Call me on WhatsApp and give me your 2 cents worth. Somebody says, over Tayali, put aside your differences. He has really fought for the party. How has he fought for the party when he was doing everything within his power to actively destroy HH before he became president? I mean, he was on a mission to do that. And now that he's in a different space, you're telling me that he's a champion of the party now. What, all of a sudden, he's a champion of the party now? No, I disagree with that. He's rumor mongering. In my view. So guys, there's my number. Please call me. So keep your calls under 1 minute and restrict it to what we've discussed here today. Can we do that? I'm waiting for you. Waiting for you guys. This is royalty-free music I'm playing on Spotify. My device is connected to my Rodecaster Pro, and I'm playing music through Spotify. Royalty-free music. That's my number. Breakfast. Okay? Can we do that? Is this another royalty-free? Right. The big man is, I think he is innocent of doing a crime. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we are still under afternoon.
No, it's still morning. Actually, it's about 11:33.
Yes.
Your name and where are you calling from, sir?
Just call me Z.
Okay, well, Z Search, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on the issue of you raised two issues. The son, the former Zambian president. I think that one I'll skip it. I'll just go back to the minister's issue. I believe that, as you said, the president is supposed at least to hint the public, to hint the people who put them in office, the issues really happening there. I think for the president just to fire and keep quiet without necessarily informing the public or hinting the public to the cause of that firing, it's not fair. Of course, that opens speculation, as you put it. Now, coming to the way you commented on the Chirikatayari's issue, saying that it's a lie. I don't know if you have any, for you to clarify that as a lie. I don't know if you have any information yourself to say that's a lie. Maybe the truth could be this and this. Otherwise, we are all speculating. You face two issues there to say a person can be fired either because of incompetence or he did something wrong. So I was thinking maybe the issue of what Chief Chatayari did, that could be one of the something that was done wrong. The issue of not voting for ZP7. Yeah, so I just raise those issues that the president should at least give a reason why they are being fired, one, and then two, for you, Mr. Mwewa, to say what you said was a lie. I don't know if you have any information for you to clarify that as a lie, so that it can also help us.
Thank you, sir.
Understand the issue, sir. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, in all fairness, in his defense, Muchima made it very clear that he was a champion of Bill 7. He made it very clear that he supported Bill 7. It plays into the hands of this idea of rumor mongering when Chilufyataali says, no, Muchima didn't support, or whoever said that Muchima didn't support Bill 7. Well, Muchima made it very clear. He was a strong champion of Bill 7. So, but it is convenient to create such a lie against the backdrop of his firing. It is convenient to create such a lie. There are people who believe that at face value and say, no, so because it doesn't make sense. What a minister appointed by a president, does it make sense for the minister who's appointed by the president to go against Bill 7? It doesn't make sense. A member of the opposition, yes, but not from your own team. So that one, by his own admission and his own clarification, Mamuchima has made it very clear. Kuti, no, the Bill 7 issue, I supported it throughout. So for someone to label me as the anti-Bill 7 is quite unfortunate. That is my view. And I believe that. And then on the issue of, because my understanding is that Tayali has created a story that hints that Tiva Muchima, Gary Nkombo, and a few others are trying to create a dark corner conglomerate to oust the current president. That is nonsense. That is not, it's not true. That's a lie. Hello?
Hello, good morning, Mr. Moyo.
Good morning, sir. Who am I speaking with?
Okay, this is Chimunyi. I'm calling from Mansa.
Kumanza.
Yes, sir.
That's where my father was from. I'm from there. Please, sir,
Yes,
go ahead.
you actually mentioned that.
I'm quite.
Thank you, sir. I just wanted to agree with you that when someone is relieved on his duties, as in that manner, it could either be for incompetence or misconduct. Yeah, I think what just needed is for the president to provide the reason. Then also on the assessment that it was because of Bill 10 issue.
Bill
I think
7.
the minister was on Diamond TV yesterday to dispel those assertions. He appeared on Diamond TV again, where he disputed, he said those are not the reasons which were advanced by Mr. Kai. Then on the dancing video, I think that was an odd video at some function. That does not hold. I just wanted to make that clarification. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah, here's another comment here. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Here's another one here. Really sure, but I think Honorable Muchima voted against Bill 7, and he's. Huh? No, this is not true. This is not true. By his own admission, Muchima has made it very clear that he was a big supporter of Bill 7. And there are no clandestine meetings, Bane, with Gary Nkombo, and those are just rumors that the opposition come up with in an attempt to destabilize. But the landscape is clear. The ground is not fertile for that sort of activity. Let me say it again. The political landscape in Zambia at the current moment is not fertile for senior members of the UPND to be creating dark corner meetings in an effort to oust HH. For what? I mean, for who? For what? For why? What would the motive be? In this climate? Nonsense. Total, unadulterated nonsense. Hello?
Hello, Mr. Moyo.
Mkwai, you calling from the States?
Yes, sir. I'm just calling from Tacoma, just outside Seattle.
Wonderful. How's Seattle today?
It's minus 4 degrees Celsius right now in the morning.
My goodness. When people, go ahead, sir.
My name is Ali, Mr. Moyo. Thank you so much for the program. I just want to comment briefly on the
Oh, line is bad.
He's not obliged to.
Your line is quite bad.
Me,
Can you move maybe? Hello?
Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I can hear you now.
I'm saying that the president is not obliged to justify why he fires the minister, because he didn't even tell us why he hired them at the first place, and not justifying, not saying why he fired them. It shows respect to them as a member of parliament. He respect them, but he's got the reason. He's not obliged to justify. One such story that you brought up, sir, is the little girl that was murdered by that guy. I pray that the hand of the Lord will not just punish him, but punish also these charlatans. I feel very blessed that when you go around town and remove these posters of these people who charlatan go around and tell us that they are doctors or they can do anything. I pray that the hand of the Lord would reach even the witch doctors and punish them and punish this guy. I have a 7-year-old daughter. I can't imagine that happening to my daughter, not even to another person's daughter. That's very, very, very sad. Thank you so much, Mr. Noah. God bless you.
God bless you. Thank you, sir. Indeed. Well, in a perfect world, yes. In a perfect world, the president is not obliged to tell us why he has dismissed someone. However, in that environment, what happens then is that people speculate. Of course, the noise eventually dies down, as with everything. The noise always dies down. It's at its peak now because they've recently been fired. And we're going to hear about this for another 10 days, 2 weeks, maximum 3. And then after that, the political cycle will regurgitate other issues. And then these ministers are going to be footnotes, because that's all it's about, really. It's about yin and yang, ebb and flow. Today's your day. Today is my day. Tomorrow it's somebody else's day. All right. Well, hey, guys, thanks for watching. I got to go. I'm starving. Did I share with you? I'm doing intermittent fasting now. And my first meal of the day is going to be in 15 minutes as it goes. 15. And oh, by the way, I got to share this with you. My wife is such a supportive. She's so supportive as far as my goal to sort of shed this visceral fat. They call it visceral fat. The fat around your belly, mate. So I'm on the straight and narrow to lose this visceral fat. And so I've confined my meals. I basically eat one meal a day, okay? And my wife is very supportive. However, last night, she made this marmalade jam. Because, I don't drink Coca-Cola anymore. I don't do sugar. I'm on day 10. And I haven't really fallen off the wagon yet, although I have to share this story. So, she knows I'm on this journey of losing this visceral fat. And, I'm 56 years old. I'm going into my last lap, my last quarter of my life, and I want to spend the last quarter of my life living as healthy as possible. I've spent 56 years living carelessly in terms of what I eat, okay? I've just had a change of mind. So my wife is very supportive. However, last night, she made this marmalade pineapple jam sort of thing. Oh, my goodness. Because, she's a great cook. Homemade with real, pineapples. She added sugar in there. And then she made me this toast because I don't eat bread anymore. I don't eat bread, pastries. I don't do that. So last night, she makes this toast, 2 slices of toast on brown bread. She spreads a thin layer of butter on there. And then she puts that homemade marmalade. She brings me a cup of tea with natural honey. And she says, honey, I know you're on this journey, but you have to taste this. This was at 9 o'clock at night last night. We're watching TV. She's in the kitchen making all this stuff. She brings it into the living room, sets it in front of me, and she says, "Oh, honey, I can't have this by myself. You got to taste this." I said, "Honey, I'm on a journey." She said, "Listen, you only live once, and it's only 2 slices of toast and on brown bread." Can I tell you that when I tasted that bread, now keep in mind, I haven't had bread in 10 days or for 10 days. When I put that toast, brown toast, in my mouth, it was like a choir singing in my mouth. Honestly, I could hear them. Joy to the world. I could hear that. With each bite, I could hear a symphony going off in my mouth. Unbelievable. Anyway, thought I'd share that with you. Well, thanks for watching. God bless. Bye. I'm going to go have, not breakfast. It's my first meal of the day. Okay. See you later.